welcome to Amman Jordan, the backdrop and host for the FIBA Women's Asia Cup 2021, day number 3, the finale and group play. This is Group B. You're looking at two unbeatens, Australia and China, going head-to-head in just a couple of moments. Earlier today, we saw Japan barely edged by Korea, then New Zealand handedly took care of India. So New Zealand will go on to ultimately play the loser between this contest on the floor right now and have to play their way into the semis. The winner between China and Australia will move forward directly to the semis and get 2 days off. I'm Desmina Barton, joined by Siobhan Pryor, the former Great Britain national player. These two teams match up and will be purely the biggest competition for China and Australia here in group play. Give me some early signs of what your expectations are, Siobhan.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to these two teams matching up. Australia have got better throughout the tournament. The second game, they played really, really well, and they were able to actually rest the likes of Sammy Whitcomb and some of their star players, so they should be fresh-legged, and they will need to be, because they are going up against Xu Han and Yuru Lee and their Chinese team. China have just pummeled absolutely everyone so far. They've played the Philippines and Chinese Taipei, and they've averaged 133.5 points per game.
That was Paul Goris you saw on the screen, Australia's head coach, as they continue on. Yes, Australia watches now as introductions are formally made for China. You may remember they were the 2019 runner-ups to Japan in this exact tournament. They have the majority of their Tokyo Olympic team here with them, and they are second in all time with 11 gold medals at the FIBA Women's Asia Cup, one behind Korea. They also have the tallest pair of towers on the front court. We're talking Yuru Lee and Xu Han. They are led by Chu Lemon, proud coach, as his team is undefeated so far in this tournament appearance. And before the action begins, we will start with some tradition. National anthems first for the visiting team of Australia.
The national anthem, and we start with the anthem of Australia.
Emotional moment
for the
athletes on the court right now. We'll listen in on the Chinese national anthem. The officiating crew now, the trio tasked with making sure this game gets called correctly.
And Mr. Saif Al-Dosari from Qatar. And the commissioner is Mr. Roger Abdo from Lebanon.
Moments away from tip ball here. These two teams eager to meet and take control of their fate. Siobhan, the winner, will automatically move on to the semifinals.
Yeah, it is all to play for them. Rest days and rest in those legs as well. So they want to be able to So she looks like she's feeling good. Let's see if she can play well again for her team today.
When I talked to Coach Paul Goris before the game, I said, how are you going to deal with the size of China? And he jokingly said, grow 6 inches. I love
Easy,
that.
right?
Exactly. No, he went in and said he really wants to cause havoc on defense and make things difficult.
You know what? And that's what Australia can do as well. Just throw different defenses at them. You know, he said he wants to make every single shot hard that they take. You know, right now, their percentages are ridiculous. They're shooting 76.9% and as a team. 80% for Yuru Lee from 2 and 77% for Xu Han. So they have to make their shots difficult. They haven't been challenged, those two, yet in the tournament so far. We'll see what Australia can do today. One thing that you might think is that because of the height, China have the advantage on the glass, but they actually don't. We know traditionally Australian teams, they rebound really, really well, and they actually top the table as a team in this tournament with 61 rebounds per game, and they're also on top of the offensive rebounding stats with 24 offensive rebounds per game. China only grabbed 48 rebounds per game, so I wouldn't be surprised if Australia wins this rebound battle today. They send absolutely everyone to the boards, guards included.
And I want to note out, I know you guys at home can't see the color of the coat and the jacket that Siobhan Pryor is wearing, but it's highlighter green, and it's drawn some commentary from our friends on the Australia sideline. They think they might have a 6th man on the court.
Yeah, Sammy Whitcomb was pleased that I was wearing this colour as she walked past the table today, said she liked the jacket. I am not biased, guys, I'm just a lover of the game, and I want both teams to play well, but I do like the colour green, it has to be said. I do like the colour green, it has to be said.
14 versus 14, Yuru Lee for China going up against Zatina Ayokuso for Australia. And we are underway. China wins the jump. First shot up and in. What a sign for Henjin Jipan.
Good start, slow to get into their defensive set there, Australia. Looked like they were trying to start in a zone. We'll see next time down.
Nicholson being patient. Alexander Sharp off the dribble. Reverse is blocked.
Well, it's going to be difficult inside there for all of the Australian bigs. Alexander Sharp with a nice move, but Lee is just too tall. She could have even caught that one and gone off on a fast break.
Yuru Lee wearing number 14. It stands at 6'9", which in centimeters is 200. Excuse me, she's 6'7", that's 200 centimeters. I gave her a couple extra inches.
There is a 6'9". She's sat on the bench right now, though.
Sammy Whitcomb tries her hand on the attack, and she'll go to the free throw line, driving directly at Ru Zhong.
Yeah, let's just take a look at how strong Sammy Whitcomb is. And this is something that she works on all the time. One of the things Coach Goris said was the players respect her so much because she just keeps herself in shape year after year after year. She's 33 years young. She's out there looking like she's in her early 20s.
Whitcomb, a member of the New York Liberty, who just finished their playoff push just a few days ago. She had 1 day to rest in New York, and she was on a plane here to Amman, Jordan. 7-hour time difference, tack on a 10-hour flight. Of course, the first day was a warm-up day as her team played Chinese Taipei.
No problem. She had a double-double off the plane, 13 points, 11 assists.
Feed down low, a nice give-and-go situation. Henjin Jipan finishes. And an offensive foul is called here, an astonishment of Whitcomb. She may request a clarification here.
Let's have a look. Yeah, she really didn't do much wrong there. Referee thought otherwise.
Driving in, the dish intended for Lee. Bodies hit the deck, and Australia gets it back.
Just love the passion that she plays with, the intensity. You know, she gets that offensive call there, and she's probably in her head, she's like, right, okay then. You want to call an offensive foul on me? I'm going to draw one right back. Competitive spirit. I've not seen anything like it before.
On the curl, Nicholson pulls up, jumpers off back rim. And it's 5-2, 2 minutes in. Calling for it, Lee goes to work, a beautiful reverse.
And you know, she just has really pretty footwork. Ayukuso's got her hands full down there defensively tonight, but Lee there looking quick on her feet. She went straight round her and finished on the other side.
Coming right at her the other way is Whitcomb, not nervous at all with her size.
No, she is used to playing against girls of that size day in, day out. She knows how to score against taller players.
Yuru Lee looking for the pick and then the roll. She'll clear out the lane regardless. Shot goes up, no, Vaughn dribbles more, turn. Off the glass, it won't drop. Australia on the run. Whitcomb gets a very pretty pass into Darcy Garvin, who was flashing at the right time.
4 points, 1 dime, 3 minutes of play.
Vaughn with the ball. Lee will shoot it from deep. And who's there to get the rebound? None other than Sammy Whitcomb. And she was on a triple-double watch yesterday.
Yeah, she was. She was in the first game too, but then give her a rest. What is that about?
Well, from one 33-year-old to another 33-year-old, I could not imagine playing all 40 minutes of these games.
Yeah. Doesn't seem too worried to me, though.
China trying to work the pick and roll. The pass gets into Pan. Back out to Lee from the corner. Nothing but net for three. Two big threes, creating some separation for China.
Yuan Lee, another one of our young players to watch. She's 21 years old. Nailing the three there.
Dribble in, a little bit closer. That does the trick for Darcy Garvin. 4 points for Garvin.
Darcy Garvin, one of the two players that was here in 2019, the Women's Asia Cup.
Lee, Euro. Won't go.
Australia doing a good job on the fast break. They've got 4 points already, and against this taller team, that's something that they can take advantage of, their speed, getting up the court quickly.
Wickham, lane opens up. That's because she stayed patient.
It just seems so easy for her, doesn't it? Doesn't matter who she's playing against.
The #2 ranked player coming into this tournament by our own Paul Nilsson. You want to guess who #1 was?
Was
on the court.
Yu Lee, number 14, wasn't it?
Yes, right behind Wickham. 1 and 2 you're looking at in this contest. Lee fell on the floor before the ball got to her.
Ayakuso's teammates know exactly how important getting that 3-second call was. She plays good defense, forces her to pass it back out and repost. By that time, the 3 seconds in the key are up. For Lee, great defense by Ayakuso.
Christy Wallace to Whitcomb. Last touch by China. All at the midway point of the first quarter. And we'll have some substitutions. So you will see that 6'9" center, Chu Han, check in for Yuru Lee, as well as Xin Jingzhong coming in for Hejin Chi Pan. 15 in and out. Scherf usually playing the inside. Woo. Wow.
It's given a little bit too much time there. Australia dealt with the initial transition really well, actually. It's just that secondary transition there that left Zhang Ru open in the corner.
The officials having a couple extra words with the staff on the China bench.
China 3 for 3 so far from three-point land. I wonder if that's something that Australia are happy to give up as long as they protect the paint as well as they can.
Wallace, what a take to the hoop!
She is pumped for that one.
And it seems to be paying out so far, Australia attacking. Lee, back out. Open girl on the block. It's good for two. Libby Young.
Shelley came across the double, but then Froling didn't drop down. There needs to be a rotation if you're going to double team inside from the weak side.
Substitution here. Libby Young goes off. Tong Tong Wu.
I think Froling as well, the one that didn't drop down on defense, was just shouted over by Sammy Whitcomb on the bench, leading. There she is, look. And then just rotate on that.
Lauren Scherf for two. The cutting continues here for China. First touch, one dribble, it is in for Chu Han.
21 years old, Chu Han. So mobile for her size.
Sticking with it here was Keely Frawling. Seeing a trend here of grittiness and fight from Australia.
Basket for basket. Great game so far.
Lee, give and go, beauty. Chu Han on the finishing end.
I think Chu Han as well, she's just so fundamentally sound. She never brings the ball down on that pick and roll. It was floated up to her, she caught it above her head, kept it above her head, finished. There's no way anyone could do anything about that.
Backdoor cutter. The take on the other side. Christy Wallace has everybody on their feet for Australia.
Jade Melbourne, 19-year-old youngsters absolutely loving this. Wallace has come to play today. It's her second big bucket of the quarter.
The 25-year-old point guard misses the three-point chance. Back on defense they go. Blocking call against We're Wrong.
Yeah. Same thing that we talked about. We've talked about this before, actually. The way that on-ball defense is being taught now is quick step across directly horizontally to try and stop the drive.
Yuan Lee, reverse, she gets it herself.
These young players, they just play with so much poise.
Wallace shakes her for a moment. Jazz Shelley. Trying to get closer to the basket, finds Wallace, and a foul is called.
Wow, that would have been amazing. She cuts through the lane, off her feet, Wallace, turns in the air and is just short on the finish. Great pass by Shelley, and then she fouls.
Passes it back out, around the horn, China goes. Calling for it again, and Scherf reads the pass. Set to shoot, Jazz Shelley. This is China, so another opportunity for the Opals.
That's what we always talk about. We talked about it early on in the feed. The Opals so good at offensive rebounding. They just send all of their players all the time. No one takes a play off. 24 offensive rebounds per game. That time they didn't come up with it, but they forced the turnover to get the ball back.
We come right back, turn, shoot. Her release is the best. Lee waits for the rest of her crew. Screen from Han, she floats down, calls for it, makes it count.
Tough for Scherf. She's having to guard the ball screen there, not allow Lee to shoot, and then also guard the roller. It's difficult.
Frawling mishandles, she'll stay with it on the floor. The ball will last be touched by China.
Nicholson coming off there. Again, the Australian players, they're so fundamental. Just comes off of that screen, sees Frawling on the roll, and a quick little pocket pass with a right hand. Frawling just couldn't get hands on.
Ayokuso comes towards it. She'll go baseline. Rebound pulled down by Lee. Shuhan clears the way for her partner in crime, Yuan Lee, streaking for 2. China up by 9. 45 seconds to play in the first. Whitcomb way off in that attempt. She stays back to play deep. Cross court, Zhong misses. An exhale for Australia as they have 27 seconds. Christy Wallace taking a breather, 10 on the shot clock. Falling waiting to make the pick. And up on the left, denied by Zhong. Fiji Zhong.
Yeah, we take a look at it again. Han is there, but it's always the player coming across on the weak side that has the best angle to block that. Great job coming across from Zhong.
Passes up from Chuhan and intercepted by Ayokuso. Shot up and in! Sammy Whitcomb! Giving this Australian team life at the buzzer.
Just the foresight as well and the knowledge to know how long was left after that turnover. They got the steal. She must have took a quick glance up at the shot clock, at the game clock, sorry, and it was out of her hands and she got the lucky kiss off the glass.
25-19. It is China who leads after the first 10 minutes, and the efficiency from the floor is top-notch. Similar numbers as they've been doing this whole tournament long.
Yeah. Just looking at the numbers there, they did get a little a little lucky, Australia, at the end. Let's have a look at some of those best plays. China here not doing a bad job from deep so far. They do lead the competition in 2-point field goal percentage. Today they are 75% from 3 as well, 3 of 4 for China. But this woman right here, Sammy Whitcomb, is going to do everything she can today to help her team win. She already has 9 points in 7 minutes of play in the first quarter. 2 assists, 1 rebound to go with that as well. And Wallace also had a couple of really big buckets around the rim. Nice to see Australia going at the rim too. They're not frightened to go inside the paint there. They are still attacking, getting feet in the lane. That was the reverse from Wallace that got her team fired up. And the buzzer beater from Whitcomb. Zhuhan is really not happy with that one.
A testy first quarter between China and Australia. You're watching the FIBA Women's Asia Cup Group B. These are the 2 unbeatens in the group phase. Winner goes to the semifinals. The loser will have to go through a qualifier to get there. Whitcomb, jump stop, pulls up, it's good.
11 points. It is a joy to watch her play.
She's a 2-time WNBA champion, wrapping up her 5th year in the pros just a couple of days ago.
Australia, they have to try and figure out this ball screen, the ball screen that they put Zhuhan in. They're struggling to guard that ball screen with Zhuhan and any of the guards really, but at the minute, Huan Lee
out to Vong. They'll settle for the long ball.
Sammy Whitcomb pulls it down again for her second rebound.
Whitcomb goes baseline, creates her own, and one. Sammy Whitcomb, 13 points for the veteran guard, the leader of this Australian Opals squad, going straight to work.
You see the muscles bulging. Look how strong she is when she goes to the basket. I feel like I need to pay someone for this seat. I'm having a good time today. It is a privilege to watch players like this at their best.
That free throw puts the game within one. It's 25-24. Vong throws it in traffic. Whitcomb doesn't let go. Streaking outside, Lauren Nicholson waits for her defender to go by. Will miss. Vong sees her own lane. She takes advantage.
Great job as well by Nicholson to stop Zhu Han getting into the paint there. She was trailing on that fast break.
Nicholson, quick fake, going left, finds the open shooter in Ikuso, and a whistle.
That's going on Nicholson. The referee saw her hold Zhu Han. It can be really difficult to keep Zhu Han and Yuru Lee off the boards. Yi Wei Yang takes a rest. Another really great player on this Chinese team. We talk a lot about the posts, but the guards just as talented.
And that a kiss off the glass for Yuan Lee.
That guard right there, the youngest of them all, talented.
Fade away, good on the other end. Darcy Garbin. Excuse me, Alexander Sharp on that 2-ball. Han turns and shoots in a pretty, she makes it look effortless out there.
She does. I think Ayakuso just has to try and push her off the block before she catches the ball. It's a little too close of a catch.
Whitcomb keeps splitting past white jerseys.
She's just doing it all on her own. She is determined, you can see, to win this for the Opals. Ayakuso was not ready for that pass, but Whitcomb saw it.
Whitcomb jump stop. A rare miss.
She missed.
In transition, Sharp dings Zhong.
Just gathering and talking together. You see the best teams do this every single chance that they get. The referee felt like Sharp pushed her in the back. She'll have to take a rest.
Sharp exits, and Abigail Ware-Wrong steps on.
Australia have done a really good job, though, stopping the fast break points. China have yet to score any fast break points. Australia themselves have 9.
You can call that a good foul as she missed both free throws. Whitcomb, everything is running through her.
Coach Goris is asking why there wasn't a foul there. No, it looked clean to me. Zhu Han with the good defense. Coach is not happy about it.
Han gets it into Lee. And Chuhan is floating. Lee runs into 2 green jerseys. Nearly thrown away. Han over to Yang. And yes, it is taken away by Nicholson.
Great defense by every single Opal there, helping, coming across on the weak side. Not easy to guard Lee on those ball screens.
Scherf, turn, shoot. Square up is wrong, but guess who's there for the cleanup? Darcy Garbin!
She wanted that and one as well.
Lee back out to Zhong. That one is way off. Opal ball.
And you can hear the defense of the Opals, Scherf there especially, just communicating the little things, you know, that the best teams do all the time. Scherf shouting, go under on that ball screen. They handled that one well.
Whitcomb creating on her own. Right into the hands of We're Wrong. Streaking, Scherf has a chance to finish, and that's what she does.
Great footwork, great balance.
Yang behind the screen. And no, Yuru Lee cannot track it down. One and done for China.
Australia doing a lot better job on these ball screens, thanks to the communication of Lauren Scherf. The timeout called on the floor.
And Australia has their first lead of the contest.
It is their timeout. Coach Goris was just seeing a few things that he wants to point out to his players to extend this lead.
Took mine and got out. We need that.
Wally, this is you. Darcy, hi. Abby in the corner. Loz, you and Sammy, same side.
Yep.
Wally, you're passing it, okay? You're going to then go through, okay? On this, Sammy dribble out. Darcy screen down, Abby gets it. As Sammy comes up, passes that, Loz, you're flaring her.
Cool.
So we look at that and then slip. Okay, if they get confused on this, we've got Sammy on the flare, Loz on the dive, or we make extra pass point.
Watch that.
One chase. The guard can just set a ball pick. We don't have to kick it off the third line.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Receiving some instructions on their offense, the Opals, from Goris, and also teammates chiming in as well, sharing what they can see from their eyes on the court to help their team extend this lead.
So calm in the huddle too. Paul Goris doesn't lose his composure, or we haven't seen it yet in this tournament.
No, so many of the coaches don't, and they're so direct and to the point with what they want players to achieve. Not a lot of instructions, but important ones.
Ball movement paramount as Scherf shoots from the free throw line. Yuru Lee trying to do some post work. We're Wrong is running for Australia.
Lee and Garbin having a fight underneath the paint.
Big time three by Garbin, off right. Corner, no. Zhong decides to take it in baseline. Sticking with it, trying to reset. Han, a miss. And we're gonna get an offensive foul called against Christy Wallace for the way she came down with that rebound.
Yeah, I think it was just her off arm. Might get a chance to look at it again. I think it was the off arm, and she grabbed the rebound and tried to fend the defender off. That's what she was called for.
Bit of a cool streak from China as far as their shooting goes, and they go inside Yuru Lee. A miss.
Another beautiful move, but just can't convert. Yuru Lee, nice spin move to the baseline.
Froling has her go at it. And we'll get to shoot a pair.
And it is getting more and more physical out there, especially in the paint. Here's Froling going up against Zhang. Not sure she thinks that she fouled, but the referee does. And Australia coming out on top of this physical matchup at the moment. Is the way they like to play. They are a tough, physical team.
1 for 2 for Keely Froling. Australia picks him up full court. Nearly a walk there by Pan. Inside out game, a good enough look, and Levi Yang.
That was clapped by coach, he liked that one. So, smart heads up play by Yuru Lee.
China retakes the lead, and then Australia with the turnover.
China set so many off-ball screens, and there's so much movement all the time off the ball. It's really hard to guard that whilst also keeping an eye on Lee and Han inside. Not giving them any space either. See a down screen here. There's a flare screen on the wing.
And who is flashing? But a foul call before the take-up.
It's just hard to guard multiple actions like that in the half court.
And Levi Yang did go off against the Philippines, pouring in 21 points. Reminding everybody on the court, she's got a pretty nice stroke.
She does. Have a really good stroke. She also leads the competition with steals per game. She has 3 steals per game in the competition so far, so she does it on both ends of the floor, Yang.
Oh, slipped up there was Lauren Nicholson. Wallace comes back to the rescue. Nicholson, nowhere to go. Shot goes up top of the key. It's good. Christy Wallace, the 25-year-old point guard.
Beat set, she was ready, she wanted that one. 7 points for her.
Knotted up at 34, everybody at home. This is a great one. You're just joining us. This is the FIBA Women's Asia Cup Group B. 2 best teams as you get a bear hug from Penn. Right on top of Nicholson going for that ball.
Unbelievable effort by Nicholson. Great job to hold on to that ball. Such a good guard for Australia is Lauren Nicholson. She plays her basketball at Townsville Fire. I have had the privilege of seeing their courts and watching their team play. They are an amazing club.
And what she did on defense is now replicated on offense, going directly at Tang Tang Wu. Smart player.
Guards, they're also strong. You know, they take the hit and they go up. Wallace there with the and one opportunity again. Let's see if she can convert this one.
She does. 3-point lead for Australia.
Ten points for Christiane Wallace.
And we are in the bonus for both teams, so these final couple minutes, for every foul, the shooter or the player fouled will get 2 free throws. A lefty Wu misses the first. I'm fascinated, by the way, with lefties.
Yeah, they're supposed to be more creative, you know, left-handers.
Is that what they say?
That's what they say. And I wouldn't disagree. Tong Tong Wu, 6.5 assists per game. She's obviously really creative with the passes that she's able to see and deliver. 4th in the tournament for assists per game.
Sharp on the cut, goes up strong. Big win out by Ru Zhuang. Wallace reading the pass. Stays on. We get Tong Tong Wu showing us her 3-point range. She says, hold up, Siobhan, I can also score from the outside.
Yeah, she's silencing me a little bit. She is 4 points to her name now.
Or is she just showing off her creativeness? Wallace drains a pretty 2.
End to end. This is in a zone now, Australia, it looks like.
Baseline shot, in and out for China. And Australia with a 1-point lead, under 40 seconds to play in this first half. Wu on Wallace. Wallace decides to take her. No good.
It's a silly foul. 30 seconds to go and your team is in the bonus and you're just giving 2 free shots away at the other end to Yuru Lee. And that is also Wallace's 2nd foul. It is hard in those moments when you're working so hard and you're playing so intense. Sometimes you do just step over the mark.
Yuru Lee, the top-ranked player in this tournament. Truly gaining confidence and dominance each outing. 22-year-old specimen you are watching right here on the free throw line.
She's a special player.
Those 2 free throws give China the 1-point advantage. Wait, come back on. You'll remember she hit the buzzer beater heading into the second.
Really leads the tournament in scoring with 19 and 80% field goal percentage.
And deflects that attempt by Where Wrong. We're running. Vong back to the corner. Ball back into the hands of Levi Young. 8 seconds. Young with the rock. She'll pull up the jumper. It's deflected. What a block! No shot gets up. Australia makes sure of it.
I'm not sure if you noticed that, but Sammy Whitcomb on that defensive transition was guarding every single person on the floor. Great block by Sher. She came down, she guarded the ball, it got kicked, she came across to the weak side, guarded the person wide open on the block, communicated with Scherf to pull her back down to the player on the block and went to the other block to guard whoever else was open. Leadership at its finest.
And Australia here calls the timeout. They get to advance the ball due to the timing of the game. So they will get it on their side of the basket in front of their bench.
You're going there, around, okay, break it, sideline, 1-2 shot. If we got, it's 1 minute, okay, in a bit. 1-2 shot or one and like launch, okay? So we're trying to get sideline, kick ahead to a shot. First pass or second pass, it's got to go up.
1, 2, 3.
Exactly what Coach Paul Goris said, right?
Pass it in, throw it up, say a prayer.
I like your summary.
That's basically what he said, right?
Yeah. And excuse me, I was wrong. You get to advance the ball in the fourth quarter, not the second. So makes things a whole lot more difficult with 133, and it's into the hands of China. So nothing gets in the final 30 seconds between these two. After 20 minutes of play, China leads by 1. It's 40-39. A battle we have here inside Hamza Hall. Siobhan, these two have been going at each other, and it's just 1 point that separates them.
Yeah, China 45% from 2 is a great job by Australia to keep that number low, because they are averaging right now 76% 2-point field goal, so that's 30% below. See Whitcomb and Wallace there leading the way. Lee, Han and Yang leading the way for China. What another good game. I'm just, you know, feel really privileged just to be sitting here and watching these games. Let's have a look at the best plays from the first half. China came out firing early. They hit 3 quick threes in the first quarter. They did cool down a little bit. They ended the half 5 of 12, 41% still, not a bad percentage. Whitcomb was the one really that made everything happen for Australia, especially in the early stages. She knew how important it was for Australia to come out and be settled. She has a stat line that you would appreciate at the end of a game. 14 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal so far for Sammy Whitcomb. I've really enjoyed, great pass there by Wan Li. I've really enjoyed watching this 21-year-old from China play number 4. Really great point guard. She's got 9 points herself, 2 assists. She's only missed 1 shot in the contest so far. Strength and passion, that is Sammy Whitcomb. And the youth and excitement, that is Wan Li. Zhu Han does have 8 points, still hasn't missed a field goal yet. We don't expect it from her. She barely misses. In fact, the game against Chinese Taipei, the game they played yesterday, she was 9 of 10 from the floor for her 18 points in just 13 minutes of action. They just have to limit her touches. Keep shooting like this. Chrissy Wallace with a really good half as well for Australia.
A cold start for Australia. They close the gap, though, heading into the break. Right now, we're going to show you the top best plays and catch you up on what you might have missed yesterday.
Two very competitive teams.
Lee finds the lane. The C's part.
And a beautiful hesitation, another heads-up play. Valuable experience for these players right here.
Deep 3 drops.
From the sideline.
Mowdy splits her defender, shakes and bakes. A beautiful 2 for Stephanie Mowdy. Mowdy down low. Spinning off her opponent. Okoye showing some skill on the baseline.
Nice move from Okoye. Very experienced players, a lot of them play in the WNBL. in Australia, but they haven't played together on a team before.
Spin move good. The take for the Filipinas. Cuts the lead to 10.
We have walked this land for a long time. We know how far we've gone, and we're sure of how far we can go. Unity is not just a word here. It's not just a spirit in this sport. It's the way we all move. We are proud of our art, country, family, language, and culture. We are united by basketball.
Welcome to FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2022.
And welcome back inside Hamza Hall. We are in Amman, Jordan. This is halftime between Australia and China. We have seen 7 lead changes, and right now it is China out in front by 1. And we're going to show you some of the stars of the first half. Of course, starting with Australia, their captain, their leader. This is going to be Sammy Whitcomb, the guard from the USA and the New York Liberty, going to work often for this squad.
Number 4, Sammy Whitcomb with 14 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. She's played 14 minutes today, which equals the amount of time she played in the total game yesterday against the Philippines. Sure, she was pleased for that rest because she looked strong. She looks fresh-legged today, and she looks like she's ready to put her team on her back. Try and top this group with a win today. She can do it all. She can drive to the basket. She's strong off of 2 feet. She can hit it from deep as well. Look at the balance and the strength, the control of her body as she's in the air. She takes the hits. Here again, she takes that hit, goes up and finishes. Strong performance from Sammy Whitcomb.
And for China, we've been seeing glimpses of beauty from Yuan Li, outside, inside. She's doing a little bit of everything. Leads the way with 9 points for China.
Number 4 for the other team as well. It's the story of the 4s today. Yuan Li has been spectacular. 21 years old is Yuan Li. So far she has 9 points. She was no surprise here really that she's doing this on this stage. She was the MVP of the Under-18 Asian Championships as well. She's played in this competition already at the senior level 2 years ago, averaging 8 points, 3 rebounds and 3 assists. So she's not new to this stage. She might be new to some of you, one of the new up-and-coming talents from China. So quick, really smart, plays with a lot of poise as well. Exciting to see how she does in the future.
Stick around, because that's what we have in front of us, the future. The next 2 quarters on the way after this break. Welcome back inside Hamza Hall. We are in Amman, Jordan, and you are watching the FIBA Women's Asia Cup 2021. It's day number 3, the finale of the group play. Australia and China on the floor in front of you. China, the favorite in the group to advance on with the #1 seed, lead only by 1. Australia giving them a run for their money. And a great contest for us here. Siobhan Pryor, Jasmina Barton in the booth. Siobhan, what is this game going to come down to? What do you think the difference has to be in the second half?
You know, I think this is just going to come down to who has the discipline and also who is in shape enough to keep up with this game. She's a lady that is definitely in shape enough, as we see her stat line there. But we've seen so far Australia, I mean, it's been a high-paced game, but they've also really stuck to what seems to have been their game plan. They've kept China to 30% below their usual field goal, 2-point field goal average. And they have bettered them with points in the paint. Australia with 24 and China with just 18. They've also forced China into more turnovers as well than China are used to giving. They only give 9.5 turnovers per game, the least amount in the competition. They already have those 9 now, and that has turned into 10 points from turnovers for the Opals. So a really good job from Australia keeping China under control and also just getting them out of their rhythm and the things that work well for them.
Some fans in the stand, young and old, here to witness this game. Something tells me these might be some Australian fans. One had to guess, but no, the stadium here is nicely filling in.
Really nice just to see fans in the stand being able to enjoy it. So many young girls here as well. We've had the opportunity to come and watch basketball at its best here at the FIBA Women's Asia Cup. I'm sure lots of these young girls are looking up to the women on the court here, hoping one day that could be them. Great job by FIBA to engage the young girls in Amman. A campaign that is a global campaign from FIBA called Her World, Her Rules. So many activations across the city for the young girls of Amman to encourage them to get into basketball and invite them to watch these championships. They are not being disappointed. Neither are we. Some really good games we've seen today, this one included.
Yeah, we started our morning off with Japan and Korea, which was probably one of the best defensive games you and I will ever witness in our lives.
Yeah.
And now, in the afternoon, the 2 undefeateds in Group B, China and Australia, toe-to-toe. They got 20 minutes left. And China will get the ball first here. Mid-court to inbound will be Li Wei Yang, the captain and point guard for China. And 4 is guarding 4. We featured them as the top scorers. And the 2 will draw one another. Great hands by Iokuso. Nicholson to the wing. We follow him to the baseline. Ends up in Garbin's hands. A reset. Not Wickham, that is Nicholson off the curl. Iokuso fighting it on the ground. It will stay Australia ball.
been another offensive rebound there. They tied it up and it will be their ball, but only 3 offensive rebounds for the Opals. So China doing a good job on the defensive glass. Opals usually 24 offensive rebounds a game, so that's a great job from China.
Ayokuso goes right at the China superstar. Feed up to Zhang.
Couldn't put the burners on. Couldn't put the brakes on, sorry, after she put the burners on. Picks up her 3rd foul, Alexandra Sharp.
Around the horn, China goes. Lee with the handles, the feed down low into Han. She sticks with it. Second attempt, no good.
Yeah, and Huan Li, she does such a great job off of the screen. She's always trying to get the switch and force the switch so that she can pass it up to Zhu Han, who would now have a smaller guard on her. Really great play, such a young player.
Nicholson thinks she has enough space, a miss. Heads up, Plea Zhang finishes on the left. The first bucket of the 3rd quarter goes to China.
First fast break points of the contest for China as well. Australia don't want to let them get into a rhythm with that.
Ayokuso, strong take. The ball just rolls out, and we'll move it again on the fast break with China.
Smart to slow it down there, Sammy Whitcomb.
Pull-up jumper from 3, and that will open up the floodgates here in the 3rd quarter for Australia. Tied ball game, 42-all.
Nails it, Captain Whitcomb to the rescue.
What's funny is she didn't know, and maybe she still does not know the time zone or exactly what time it is, but she said basketball is basketball. She loves this game so much, whether she's playing for the WNBA, in the States, traveling here for the national team, wherever she is. The passion is, it can't be ignored.
Can't. You can see the difference there by Ayokuso. She just pushed Han a little bit further out, and then when she wanted to turn and take that turnaround jump shot, she couldn't do that. The first half, we saw Han turn and score easily over Ayokuso. She did a better job that time of stopping her from shooting, but does pick up a foul, her 2nd this time. Makes way for Lauren Scherf. Frustrated. She's doing a good job though for her team down low, battling in the post. Superstar Zhu Han.
Zhu Han passes back out. Shot for Zhang will drop. Whitcomb down the lane again. This one had to be adjusted by Han. Cross court, woo. Baseline feed, a little dump down, and Zhu Han finishes. A miscue from Lauren Nicholson. It goes right through her hands.
And Tong Tong Wu with really good pressure there. That's something that we see consistently from all of the Chinese players. Their on-ball defense is really, really good. They never leave much room for their offensive player to attack. closing out that space really quickly. It pays off for Wu that time.
Han, deep to a pretty one from Chu Han, who now has 12 points for China.
Likes that one, fist pump, that was over the outstretched hand of Shi.
Garbin. Baseball pass upwards and too hot and heavy for Yang to handle.
Australia got a little lucky there. They need to just be careful here. Coach Goris isn't going to call timeout. He probably wants to save them till the end of the game. Just need to settle and get a score here.
The lead back out to 6.
Defensive pressure by China.
Whitcomb, cross court, finds an open Garbin. And you know what? Garbin has come through. Excuse me, Shorf has come through when her number is called and when their captain finds her. Yang, backwards pass. Zhang, short. Nicholson to Scherf on the right side. She hit on the left, misses on the right.
It's a smart tactical move by Australia just to spread the floor with Scherf a little bit.
Lee spinning down the lane. And Whitcomb the first to make sure the official is aware that she may have put her arm out here.
She's not sure that she fouled there either. But she does take a breather, her second foul. But I suppose the aim of the game for Australia is to pull Zhu Han and Yuru Lee when she's in out of the post, and that's what we see Scherf trying to do on the offensive end, giving a little bit more space for the guards to drive and finish around the rim, taking Han out of the post.
Yuan Lee hits both.
Takes her to 11 points personal. She will also take a rest.
Nicholson, shoulders down straight, taking a hard run at the basket. No whistle. In fact, they're going to call a whistle against Paul Goris.
Yeah, he's getting a little frustrated. He feels like his players are getting bumped and hacked a little bit underneath, but I think, you know, Australia want this to be a physical game. They've made it a physical game, so they have to be able to take it at their end too. They need to go up strong and finish through the contact and not look for the whistle.
Tong Tong Wu misses the first. And so I guess no harm, no foul, so to speak.
See what they get out of this possession.
Han posted up, turn, shoot, off its mark.
And still with 12 points. She's down to 66% from 2. For most people that would be good, but that is below her average.
We're wrong, throws it up, gets the call.
You just get the feeling that China have really pushed out defensively now. It's a lot more physical. They're putting a lot more pressure on the ball. In the last few offenses, Australia have struggled to get anything really. Every shot contested, every shot difficult. Getting yourself to the line is a way of easing that though. Getting 2 easy ones, 2 free ones.
2 pretty free throws for Wrong. Shuhan. Yeah, very uncharacteristic with the misses.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what extra pressure does, though. You see it not going in the basket so often. Can have an effect. Great defense, Nicholson.
And Australia's really happy with that defensive stance.
24-second shot clock. China just don't get it off in time. A great defensive possession for Australia. Nicholson scoreless here so far after such a blazing scoreline yesterday. She does have 2 steals to her name, and she's doing all the little things for her team today. Don't show up on that stat sheet.
Wallace head down, straight to the rack. No whistle this time. China pushes forward. Receiving end, Zhang. Loose ball on the floor. You got 4 bodies going out for that 50-50 ball.
Unbelievable hands again. We just talked about this. Look at the hands from Lauren Nicholson. How did she even get to that? And she stops that essential fast break for China. Not just that one, but once they get one, you often see them get another and then another. She just puts a stop to that. Great defense, and she earns herself a rest as well.
Zhang. Her shot deflected. Josh Shelley in, and they catch Penn reaching.
Great job by Shelley to come off the bench ready to play. It's always difficult that when you're sitting watching your team. She's only had 3 minutes so far, but she comes in straight away. She draws the foul by making that pass inside to Froling, and she's already got a block to her name here.
Froling keeping them honest on the attack.
Good defense by Shuhan to keep her out the paint.
Shuhan on the other side. Good hands by Australia's Scherf.
Twice now, Scherf's blocked Han.
And tangled up underneath the basket, Vong and Froling. That is going to be the 3rd team foul against China. Another look at that deflection and block by Scherf. Scherf? No, nice hands, the grab by Vong.
Seen as much of Vong today, I think, because Yuan Lee's done such a good job on point.
And you don't need it. Tong Tong Wu with the big time 3. Just what the doctor ordered as her team. Now push out by 6. No whistle. Wallace thought she got touched, and a traveling call as Yuru Lee is streaking down the paint.
Yeah, Tung Tung Wu is playing well. 2 of 3 from 3-point range. Taken many shots, but she is efficient. She's got 7 points.
90 seconds left in the 3rd. Josh Shelley working around the horn. Froling takes baseline. No, she doesn't. Strong there. Vong spin, take with the right. Yes, and 1. It looked like she was an and 1 superstar, not the play.
That was a pretty move. I got dizzy if I spun that fast. She stayed on her feet and went straight up and finished.
In the States, we had an and one group that would travel around and tour and be tricksters of the game. And so
Harlem Globetrotters right there.
Essentially, yes. It was a street ball game, and that's what that move looked like. Wallace, nice assist off the glass. Shot at the top of the key is drained. Strong throws up the 3 mark.
Doing a great job on the ball screens. China was a ball screen straight into a flare screen. So difficult to guard consistently.
10 seconds, Wallace being guarded by Wu. She'll decide to take it herself. Hit the deck hard. Multiple bodies on the floor, and the whistle and time expires. Wallace, the last opal to get off the floor, and you're seeing Coach Chu Lemon extremely upset.
I think he wanted a foul for here, but in actual fact, I think it was Wang that made the initial contact. He thought that she was having her arm pulled down and that she was pulled to the ground, but that wasn't the case. But he has received a technical foul.
Either way, at the end of the 3rd quarter, it's his team up 58-49, a 9-point advantage. This team led by only 1 at the break. So adding some separation as Australia will look for answers on offense.
Look at some of the percentages there. What they lead to here in the 3rd quarter. Another heads-up play by the youngster, Lee. Great pass down the floor. China starting to get into a little rhythm in the fast break. Still only 4 points, though, on the fast break. Australia doing a good job of making it a half-court game so far. I see Zhu Han. They've made her work for it today. It's not been as easy for her as it has been in the previous 2 games. She does still have 12 points, 50% from the field. A couple of big buckets as well by Tong Tong Wu. A really nice stroke, lefty. Usually we praise her for the passing arm and eye that she has. That was a pretty little spin move by Wang.
So what you're looking at here is Whitcomb shooting the technical foul shot. And of course, Australia will get the ball back to start the 4th. You're watching the FIBA Women's Asia Cup. It's a Group B. These are the 2 undefeateds. Winner will advance on to the semifinals. The loser will have to go to a qualifying game to get there. Nicholson with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Looking for help. It's their leader, their captain, Whitcomb. Strong take, and she'll head back to the free throw line.
It was almost like they were like, please, where is she? Where is she? Come and get the ball. And she makes something happen, draws a foul from Wu.
It's so unique because the first 2 contests, I feel like there wasn't such a sense of urgency and need necessarily to find Sammy Whitcomb. She would arrive, you know, when she felt. But here it seems like all eyes are on her from every teammate, which, I mean, she's got to embrace.
Yeah, I mean, she said in the press conference the other day, didn't she, that she knows this, that her team needed to play at a high level and that they expect that from her. They just show a little bit of full court pressure here, and she's delivering. She's 20 points already at the start of the fourth.
Yang, though, that one feels like a million pounds as Australia's trying to close this gap. Whitcomb, Garvin's pick and roll. It's a little congested, doesn't matter, nothing but net for Whitcomb.
It's like some sort of computer game right here.
22 points for the captain.
There'll be a foul on the floor. She was going to pass it anyway, so it will be an end-line ball.
That is the third foul on Zatina Ayokuso. And a quick exit.
Struggled to get in a rhythm today, Ayokuso. Showing a zone on the baseline there, but going into a man-to-man.
Yang, the big three from the wing, and now the inside game activated.
Quick five from her. Just see there, at this highest level, you really need to run over the top of the ball when it's delivered to you. You can't leave it short. It's ready to be intercepted straight away if you do.
Deep three, rolls in and out, but Scherf's there for the rebound. Jazz Shelley, one of the rising stars of this team. Skip pass to the corner. Nicholson takes it herself. Met with contention. Wrong. Open look for Zhang. And the box out by Lee keeps this one with China.
If you're a young point guard, watch Wang, number 5 for China. Every time there's a rebound, she doesn't ask for the ball below the free throw line. She gets it above the free throw line every single time. Another good defensive stand by the Opals there, 24 seconds. But just watch her, and also watch Yuan Lee as well. They always ask for the outlet above the free throw line if they can. They always have their back to the sideline so they can see ahead and survey what's in front of them. And it just makes the offense so much quicker, the fast break so much more efficient.
Whitcomb, 3 seconds on the shot clock. Deflected, nice hands. Xinjing Zhang with the block and the feed up as her team scores on that outlet. And that is gonna force Australia to take a timeout. They lead by 11.
Just a great job by China, and the half-court defense has been absolutely smothering in this quarter so far. Australia can't just keep looking. I know we've said it for Sammy Whitcomb. She does bail them out of a lot, but they just have to trust their offense, trust their systems, and play what they do.
Flat, on ball. That way there's a little bit more space to create. So on ball with the 5.
Go now, like if they switch this, so I want Darcy down here, Loz up here, Sammy, Jazz, Loz. Come off this.
Screen.
Loz, go screen. So if they switch this, we'll end up with a smaller one on you. Go to Darcy right here.
Okay.
If not, if you go to Darcy.
Taking over offensive tactics. We just take a look back at some of the amazing offense we've already seen so far in this quarter. It really has been China's quarter. They're moving the ball so well. They're able to get it up in transition a lot quicker than they have done before in this game. It's paying off for them. They have an 11-point lead.
Not intimidated by the staunch defense. Oh, blocked. Great hands again. Zhang on the right end of this. She's doing all the nitty-gritty work for China on the defensive front. Zhang back out. Yang will take the deep three. It's short, right into Whitcomb's hand. No look pass. Garvin gives it away. She throws it away. It was intended for Lauren Scherf. A wasted possession for the Opals. And there, that one has to hurt as Han makes the two.
Beautiful delivery by Vong as well there.
Nose to the grind here for Australia, but empty-handed again. Scherf picks up the loose ball. A foul against China. And we have a lineup change for the Opals.
A little bit longer here, Coach Goris. Wally's had such a good first half. We've not seen her too much here in the second.
13 points is the difference in what the Opals are trying to pick up. Right there will start the run. Whitcomb.
24th point.
Zhang looking for Han, cutting along the post. And she'll get it on the three-point line, a miss.
Australia will take that. Zhu Han shooting a three. Anytime she is out of the key, out of the zone, the paint, they are happy with that.
Three ball is short. Rebound tracked down by Ware Wrong. Somebody else needs to find the bottom of the hoop for Australia. A timeout called. Midway point here in the fourth quarter.
Timeout, I think, here by Coach Goris. He knows how important it is to get points on the board, so he's going to draw something specific up from this baseline out of bounds. Hope they can capitalize on this dead ball situation.
With the guard or with the four?
This is
When
you,
they're coming off the floor.
Yeah, cool.
Sammy,
Which one am I? I'm sorry.
Wally,
That
Sammy,
one?
Loz, Scherf, Keely, Wally, Abby.
We're baseline, guys. Here we go.
Yep, so Scherfy, you're out, kick it, you're out, kick it. Go get K-Frol in, Loz, screen that, there.
Wait for
Okay,
me.
shot
If I
there.
can set a good one, you'll either be open or they'll both go,
Hey,
and then I'll be.
hey, right now, like 4.5, we just got to take some chances defensively too. Okay, that doesn't mean going for like steals, but we got
I like what Coach Paul Goris said there. We have to take some chances on D.
Yeah, and just caveating that with, let's not gamble if we don't need to. Let's make smart gambles. But yeah, he's, you know, aware of the time, aware of the deficit. See if they can just pressure a little bit more defensively. And I'm not sure what he drew up offensively, but they seem to understand.
Certainly Whitcomb does. I think she's setting the pick, and she did. Three, turn and shoot, Whitcomb. Scherf had a hand in there, but nothing could compare to Shu Han.
She had more time, I think, to shoot it than she thought she did, Whitcomb. Not accustomed to seeing her missing the three like that.
Zhang. And swooping in, one of the smallest on the court, Liwei Yang. The captain for this team, and she gets it into the hands of Zhang, and Zhang gets it the second go round. The lead now pushed to 14. High-low feed to Froling, a miss.
Looking a little tired here, Australia.
Han to Zhang, and the defense caught sleeping.
Great job, though, by China, just keeping their foot on the gas. Stops and scores. Seems simple, but it's not.
Into the corner. Fighting for the loose ball. Zhang everywhere for China.
So interesting, basketball as a game, because it really does go in waves. Your team can be on a high, everyone scoring 1 minute, and then the next seems like nobody can score. It is really a game of runs, as they say.
5 seconds on the shot clock. A roller goes in for Yuhan Li.
And it's China, really, that have had that momentum for most of the second half. Yuhan Li with 13 now.
And the defense she is playing on Wickham is impressive.
Looks like Coach Goris is going to pull his players and give them as much rest as possible. They've done all they can to take this game from China. Wonder if he just thinks the time has run out now.
And there's a lot more basketball to be played here at the FIBA Women's Asia Cup. The winner here will automatically move to the semifinals. And then the trailer, the loser, will have to do a play-in game to get there. Baseline jumper, finally. Something goes down. Keely Froling here. China resets under 2 minutes to play. They have an 18-point lead.
This is what you like to see. Number 9, Jade Melbourne, 19 years old, guarding number 4, Yuhan Li, 21 years old. These are the battles we're going to see for years and years to come. These players going against each other here. It's exciting. We'll see this at the Asia Cup. We'll probably see this at the Olympics. Years and years to come. I know Jade Melbourne really does want to be part of the Opal senior squad for a long time. It is her ambition to represent her country at senior level. Great defense, Froling. Good position. Draws the foul.
Tiana Megakahia bringing up the rock for the Opals here in the final moment. Goes left, the dish to Melbourne, and she slips up near the free throw line. Zhang, coast to coast, no need for any assistance.
Opened up to 11 fast break points. So that will be their 13th fast break point. China getting what they want now.
And Australia, through 3 quarters, didn't allow for that to happen.
No, they didn't. It's just so hard when you play against a team like China. No, ranked 7 in the world. Power ranking by our own Paul Nilsson of 1 in this tournament. It's so hard because you work really, really hard on your game plan. You stay disciplined minute after minute after minute, and as soon as you don't, a good team like this is going to capitalize on any mistake you make. So if you don't run back quick enough in transition, that's the time they're going to score. They only need Little glimmer of light, and they've exploited it, like we're seeing a little bit here. And I just think maybe Australia ran out of steam a little bit, trying to take all of the weapons away that China have.
Would you say China is one of the most complete teams we've seen here?
I think because of the fact that they have 6'9", 6'7" inside the purity bucket by the youngster Lee. Yeah, I think from a balance perspective, they've got the inside game with Yuru Lee and Zhu Han. They also have phenomenal guards. They've got good shooters all around the court as well, and also great point guards. You know, we've seen today Lee, I know we keep saying it, but she's only 21. She's played the majority of the minutes, 20 minutes, and had 15 points. And then you've got your centers, 16 points. Yuru Lee's been quieter with 4. And then you've got another great point guard in Vang, who's only played 17 minutes today, but has had 5 assists. And they're just so balanced all over the floor. From position 1 to position 5, they're a nightmare.
Melbourne with the steal. A finish and an and one, Siobhan, to send you home with.
Yes! Go on, Jake. Throws it high off the glass. Great steal, finish, and 1.
And she was recently committed to Arizona State, but things change quickly, and she's got an opportunity, right, she has to take advantage of.
Things did change quickly. Coach Goris, actually, is her coach in Canberra. She has been at the Australian Institute of Sport and plays for the Canberra Capitals in the WNBL, and actually has had the chance to start for the women's team this year due to injuries and other circumstances. She's had a couple of really big games. Coach Goris said 20 points, 16 points. And I think she did so well, not unexpectedly, but pleasantly surprisingly, I'd say, that they offered her a pro contract. And she is going to stay in Australia next year and take up that pro contract with the Canberra Capitals, which I know she's really happy about.
The feistiness of Lee to finish there. Yifan Lee on the board as the final 10 seconds tick away, and China moves forward in its path towards an Asia Cup gold medal, something they're so thirsty for. This China team has a chip on its shoulder since the Olympics. They believe they should have made the quarterfinals. They got the majority of that Tokyo roster here in Amman, Jordan. They want every ounce of another shot at Japan.
Yes, they do. Only 2 players missing from that Tokyo roster.
Well, they can hold their heads up high. Smile up, ladies. You are moving on to the semi-finals. China defeats Australia 82-64. Final score here inside Hamza Hall. A look at the final statistics now, Siobhan.
Yeah, it's 45% from 3 and 51% from China that will do it for them from the floor. They won the rebounding battle by 17 and 28 assists. A lot of those came in the second half, and they were able to get out and run in the end. Wickham, unbelievable, as we expected, 24%. Han, that's Yuan Lee, 15 points, not Yuru Lee there, who was uncharacteristically quiet for China, but it didn't matter. They still managed a 19-point victory. Check my maths, I can see you checking it, am I right?
18.
18, thank you so much.
I got your back, girl.
Just to look back at some of these plays, some of the offensive firepower that entertained us this evening. Zhu Han excited about that one. It means more when you have to work hard for it. She's not had to work hard for much so far in this tournament. Today, she was challenged and she rose to that challenge. 16 points, 11 rebounds. It was a double-double for her. I was just saying at the top of the feed that she needed to rebound more, wasn't I? And she did that. 2 assists as well to her name. A great game by Zhu Han.
Siobhan, you're basically a second coach on the court.
No, they listen to me, you know. And Sammy Whitcomb again. Just unbelievable for her team. She couldn't have done any more, really. Whitcomb ending with 24 points, an efficiency of 23, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal. Did absolutely everything that she could, but it was just not enough today. But positive signs moving forward for Australia. It was a good game for them. They're building every single game. And China, the first time really that they have been challenged. Just like we said about Zhu Han, as a team, they rose to that challenge. Quite a lot because of the play of this young starlet here, Wan Li. An unbelievable game for her. She had 15 points, 3 assists. Shot a phenomenal 71% from the floor. Great outing by China and a great game.
And this is the current outlook here at game day 3, Group B. China, of course, sealing their bid to the semis. Japan did it earlier, so those two have their ticket. Meanwhile, still left to play today, Chinese Taipei and the Philippines, as we will fill out the rest of our bracket as the Women's Asia Cup continues here in Amman, Jordan. The final score here between China and Australia, 64 Australia, and of course China winning convincingly by 18, 82 for, of course, our crew here today. And Siobhan Pryor, I'm Jasmina Barton. We say goodbye from Prince Hamza Hall. Stick around. Next up, the Philippines and Chinese Taipei.